EDU 200 field placement assignments. During EDU 200, you will complete several assignments related to your field placement. Because each student will be on a different timeline for field placement completion, you may submit these assignments at times that vary from your classmates. We encourage all students to complete the field placement assignments as early as possible in the semester. At a minimum, you must follow the due dates listed in your course syllabus. First, you will begin by completing 2 discussion boards. The first discussion board asks you to summarize your field placement location and plans for observation. You will also share information about the structure of your classroom and your supervising teacher's expectations for students and anything that surprised you during your first few visits. Remember, when you respond to students on the discussion board, you must reply to a minimum of 2 peers for full credit. The second discussion board asks you to consider differentiated instruction. You will look for differentiated content, differentiated processes, and differentiated products. You will also schedule a time to speak to your supervising teacher about differentiated instruction and their strategies for using effective grouping in the classroom. Again, please remember that you must respond to at least 2 classmates. After the discussion boards, you will complete 2 interviews. We ask that you schedule a time to meet with your teacher before or after school or during a planning period. When completing the interview, please remember that it is your responsibility to record the teacher's responses. Please do not send the interview questions to the teacher via email and expect a response. The first interview has you ask questions regarding special education. You can find the questions on this downloadable form. The second interview asks you to find out more about assessments from your supervising teacher. Again, there's a downloadable form for you to use. You may record your answers via printing. After you complete your interviews, your final assignment will be to review a lesson plan. Every school has different requirements for lesson planning, so your teacher may not include every aspect for which you are looking. That is okay. You will review the lesson plan for standards of learning, active learning strategies, instructional grouping, and assessment. You will then compose a 5-paragraph essay to analyze what you learned reviewing the lesson plan. You will submit both a copy of the lesson plan and your essay. At the end of your field placement, you will submit your final documentation. Some students will submit this assignment earlier in the semester than others. Please don't wait until the last minute to submit these documentation. This includes your field placement hour log, field placement evaluation, and field placement notes. For your field placement notes, please use the completed notes guide. You can find the notes guide here or here. Here is a sample of the completed notes. During your field placement, we will ask you to focus on specific items such as classroom design, classroom management, assessment, instructional grouping, instructional strategies, instructional technology, and finally, your role in the lesson. Field placement notes should be at least 1 page in length, and you should respond to each of the prompts provided. Your note should be typed and submitted in one document. In addition to these samples, you can find a blank page for the notes to download and use, and you can also refer back to the field placement manual for additional prompts and ideas for taking notes at your field placement. After completing the field placement notes, you will be responsible for maintaining an hour log. The field placement hour log should provide a detailed list of the hours you spent at the school. Be sure to tally the number of hours each day and provide a final total of hours at the bottom of the page. Please use 1 hour log for your assigned EDU 200 field placement. If you are working and using some of those hours, you must use a separate hour log to record that time. This would include substituting or working at a private daycare. Work hours should be assigned by your direct supervisor. It is your responsibility to keep and maintain your field placement hour log. Please be sure to leave a copy of this hour log with your supervising teacher at the end of your placement, because your teacher will use the hour log to prove that they have earned recertification points. The field placement evaluation should be completed by the supervising teacher and shared with you. You can find a copy of that evaluation here in the field placement manual. Be sure that your teacher signs the field placement evaluation. You will want to keep a copy of the evaluation for future reference. Here is a copy of the hour log in the manual. And finally, here is a copy of the field placement evaluation. We would encourage you to add a copy of this evaluation to your ePortfolio once it is completed. Again, students are encouraged to complete their field placement assignments as early as possible in the semester. Be sure to submit all documentation as you complete your hours.